Good evening, everyone, and welcome
to the show.
Yep, what he said.
Monday show.
Mondays. Who doesn't love a Monday?
Everybody loves Mondays.
Nobody loves Monday.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
This is how you start your energy.
Really?
Everything is fun.
I'm going to do the show without my glasses. That way I can't see anything.
Yes, that would be great.
Yeah, John asked a question. I have no idea what he's saying, but, hey.
Just buy that one.
Yeah. So, good times. Good times had by all. Yeah, we both at the same time, which means we paused to think. Thinking words. Thinking is wonderful.
Buenas tardes.
Hola. So, where do you fall on Taco Bell? Let's just start with that.
I'm gonna say it's been.
So you won't even slum it.
You
won't even slum it at the Taco Bell.
No.
See, but the thing is, I think this is where you kind of get lost. Is that you, for some reason, feel like it's Mexican food because
I don't feel that.
No, I'm just saying though. I mean, it's just. I look at it as, which I'm sure a lot of Italians feel the same way about pizza.
Mm-hmm,
it's like, sometimes it's just stuff. Like,
the other day, it's funny that you talk about Taco Bell. The other day, I was watching the
Food That Made America.
And Taco Bell wasn't there.
Mr.
Bell.
Yeah.
They was trying to bring that.
Yep.
And nobody wanted to invest in him.
Well, why would they? Obviously they
were
all wrong.
Tacos, man. Yeah.
I mean, Taco Bell is nothing. Taco Bell is just the epitome of what it is.
Yeah.
I really don't. I think it's I mean, to me, there's two things I eat on a Taco Bell menu.
Sebastian like it.
I like chicken hard tacos and bean burritos.
Yeah.
Nothing else. That's it. That's all I get. And I love their hot sauce.
Yeah.
Because it's just, but it's a flavor. It's just a flavor of what it is. Like I don't get pizzas. I don't get Supreme, this, that, or the other. I don't know what a chalupa or any of these other weird names. It's just what it is.
Just give me a taco, hard taco.
Lance is all about soul food, baby.
Soul food, yeah.
Yeah, there again, it's just one of those things.
What about
Lance would have liked the place we went to. Mac and Wings? That place we went to in Expo.
Mm-hmm.
When we all went to Mac and Wings, he would have dug that.
Yeah.
Ada dug that.
What about Tijuana Flats?
I like Tijuana Flats, but there again, it's just food. It's like, we should do Tex-Mex. We should do Mexican. No, let's just go to Tijuana Flats. Oh, but wait. I mean, I get it. It's a taco, so I guess it has to fall into that category.
Okay, so Marty now is like, that was actually the taco place.
Yeah,
those people are.
That was 100% Latin food. There's no question about it. Like, we had to have you and Eduardo order.
Yeah.
So we got what we actually needed. And whatever they served us to drink was really good. So and the
tacos at the Master Tech actually, they were great.
Food trucks are way better than Taco Bell. There again, I'm not really I'm not saying one thing is that you guys always got to make it a challenge. It's not a challenge. I'm just saying, yes, food trucks are better. That's a dumb statement. The fact that we all know that. What I'm saying is that, like, just for the simple fact that every now and then you want a McDonald's cheeseburger. Some of you, I don't, but it's like, it's not something is great. It's just something has a specific flavor that it's like, okay, like there again, by no means is this good stuff. It's just every now and then I go,
just want to try it.
You know what I'd like right now? A crappy taco with chicken, sour cream, lettuce, that goes crunch and it falls apart. That to me.
And this Taco Bell is going to pay us for this?
No. And there again, I don't feel it's promoting Taco Bell. I'm just merely saying, I feel like every now and then, it's the same person that wakes up and says, you know what I want today? I want a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well, I like it.
But there's nothing redeeming about a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It's just what it is, I think that's just what it is.
Yeah.
Best burritos ever in Cali.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know about that. I would beg to differ. You need to get out more, Christian. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I never crave. Oh, here we go. Listen to Marty just like throwing it out there. I never crave food. I crave flavor.
Ooh, look at that. I like that one.
I mean, at the end of the day, I feel it's the same thing, but I get it.
Oh no, food's food. You know, it's like.
Yeah,
but that flavor is different than the other. No, yeah, I like it.
No, the flavor is what makes the food good and memorable. Yeah. But like this weekend, I had some crappy food and it wasn't very flavorful and it wasn't memorable. It kind of just sucked. And I was like, So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's just what it is. Well, anyways, that was a lot of fun. Thank you guys for playing along on that one. But we have a show for you tonight, as always, and there's a couple questions I have that we'll get to later on in the show. But first off, let me get to the right page here. Mm-hmm. We have this little group. Some of you may have heard of it. 12-volt Clean Wire Club.
It's small. It's on Facebook.
Wow. Apparently, I haven't been there in a while.
No. Really?
Yeah, it's not showing up in my
in your feed.
Yeah.
Really?
Wow. Yeah, that's very weird. Anyways, every there it is. Let's see if it takes me to the right one. It does. Every week, Fernando scours it and finds. Oh, good. I'm glad you picked this one. Oh, yeah. This is cool. Let me flip over to this. Here we go. I'm gonna make it a little bigger. Look at that, dude. This is in a boat. This is somebody that went this is so aesthetically pleasing. It's
oh my god, dude! I was just staring at it, like wow.
Yeah, some of the comments on this were really good. Like just laying it out to where it made sense. Like the amount of time of how it's not like you just pick something up and put it there.
No,
you had to have a vision.
I'm just gonna say hours trying to figure it out how everything is gonna be. But I like it. This guy did a wonderful job. His name, the guy that posted the picture, is Braden.
Yeah.
Probably I said it wrong, but Braden did Jones. It's phenomenal job, man. Like incredible.
Yeah. This was definitely some next level stuff. So congratulations to him. If you out there, and a lot of you have lately. I have been noticing a lot of first time guys are starting to post up their pictures. Yep. That's awesome. If I might make a suggestion, just post the picture. I get saying you're the first time guy, and like, hey, first time post here. You're gonna get a lot of people that just say a bunch of stuff that doesn't. They never post.
No.
So if somebody says something you don't like, my suggestion is go click on their name and see how many posts they've actually put up of their own work, and then put it in that category of like, oh, you've never posted? Oh, and you're an expert.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, you're not. All right. But thank you for everyone that's in the 12-volt Clean Wire Club, and congratulations for getting the post of the day. For those of you, we will be having another sponsor back shortly.
Soon,
hopefully.
Working on that one.
Yeah. So, Dean, you mentioned on Reverse Player that you tried many different large crimpers. What crimper do you use for 4-gauge ferrules? I looked in the toolbox and didn't see anything. You didn't look hard enough. But there's these right here. Okay, these are them. And now the next question is going to be, how come I didn't see them? Well, all right, let me show you why. So let me get rid of your question here. Hide. And we're going to scroll down here. For those of you guys that don't know, the DNF tool drawers, place you can go and find all the cool tools that we use in our installs. Right over here where it says Modern Wire Techniques, this is a class I've been doing at different events. I have 4 more of those coming up here at Knowledge Fest. Anyways, right here, this orange pair, this guy right here will take you out to the link there. They're reasonably priced, $27. You can pick them over there at Amazon. So that is where they are hiding. They're good for... Maybe you could do some 8-gauge with these. They're a little bit different ferrule crimpers, and I know someone tried to put up a video on how to properly do a 4-gauge, and a lot of people. It's kind of Anyways, these are what we use. Usually do it twice. You do it one direction, flip it 180, and do it another direction. And it gets you a really nice crimp on a 4-gauge. And that way you don't have to worry. You get that wire nice and tight into the lug is what you're trying to do. So that when you do tighten it down, it doesn't all come apart or shatter or break or do anything like that. So that is the one.
It is the one.
It is the one.
Yeah.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. Before we get too deep into this, I would like to thank our first sponsor. I know what you're saying. Wait, this one's going to be a shocker. I know it is. We'd like to thank Morel. And the reason why Morel is playing...
we have to.
Let me get rid of that. The reason why Morel is playing as sponsor of the show is because Focal got to do the Instagram show today because we have some stuff we're doing with them. Focal and Moscone. So today we're going to be looking at, we just flipped them. That's how that works.
Just flip them.
So we have the IRMB 24s. That's right.
42s.
What did I say? 24s?
Because you flipped them.
Yeah, dyslexic. You know, it happens.
It
Anyways, if you head over to morelhifi.com, other than watching this really cool video, come over to products, scroll down to integration series. You'll see where it says BMW. Click on it, and you have a bunch to choose from here. They make 2 flavors, and they make a subwoofer. The subwoofer is quite unique in that it is a little bit beefier, bigger voice coil, like all things Morel, big voice coils, custom basket specifically designed for them. Yeah, it's pretty nice, and it is a little bit deeper, so it comes with a cool little spacer. But if you have a BMW and you're interested, go ahead and check it out. If you haven't gone over to Morel and seen what they have, you're definitely going to want to check it out.
And this one fits in any BMW. That's why, because they have all the brackets. So check them out.
So you can find them at morelhifi.com. I wondered why this is up. I didn't even know this is what he was talking about the other day. Wow.
They put it in the website.
It's kind of weird that it's on the website because, we're not even supposed to be talking about that yet. For those of you that are Morel fans, you might want to head over and click on that same tab and go to, because there's something up there that's not supposed to be up there. So, anyways.
Oh, you should go.
Yeah.
But not when we finish. So we can.
Yeah. Wait till you're done. Wait till you're done.
Yeah.
All right. This is the way. Most definitely. This is the way.
This is the way?
This is the way.
Okay.
So, keep going. Good afternoon, both. Quick question. My OEM mid-bass drivers are 8 ohm. Can I run 4 ohm amp to them? Do I lose half the rated power? Correct. Yes. So if your OEM mid-bass is an 8 ohm, the amplifier is going to see them as an 8 ohm. Therefore, the 4 ohm rating no longer stands. So usually, most amplifiers will say like 50 watts, and then they'll say something like 80 watts. You say 100, they typically don't anymore. Whatever that ratio is, more than likely when you go down to 8 is what it's going to do. So keeping the math simple, if you have like 50 watts at 4 ohms, 80 watts at 2 ohms, going back, you'll probably see about 30 watts at 8 ohm.
All right, this is probably the second.
Interesting on a JL audio amp, it's 75% conversion, 200 watts at 4 ohms, but 150 watts ohm per manual. Yeah. So, and there again, that's cool that they give you the 8 ohm rating. But yeah, that's what you'd be looking at. You get 150 watts. It's not the end of the world. Keep in mind, a lot of the times when you look at those 8 ohm speakers, they make them that way because they're efficient and they're trying to tone them down, or it's a subwoofer and it just kind of happened that way. Very rarely do they do that. But it's still, click that so that we get to answer it. What kind of Morel carbon box is the next to, what kind of Morel carbon is the next to the kicker sub? That's the BMW.
That's the BMWs right there.
Yeah.
Same.
And for those of you who don't know, that is the Solo L7 Solo X cutaway. We'll play more with that. We played it with it the other day. So funny story. I know how you guys love these funny stories. You guys that caught the Instagram show or caught today's rebroadcast of the Instagram show, which you should all watch because it's awesome. When we got this in, we opened it live on Instagram, and apparently we weren't supposed to do that. I got a call that night, and they said, "Hey, do me a favor, don't open that yet, and don't tell anyone you have it yet." And I go, "Okay." Apparently, luckily, no one at Kicker had watched our Instagram when we opened it and showed everyone. We can do it today, but we've already done it. But no, they didn't instruct us that we weren't. So you guys all got to. I mean, I feel like we've all seen this thing so much for the last, I don't know, 3 years. I just found it odd that they were like, no, don't show it to anyone. And it was like, but come on. So anyways, we'll play with that some more as time goes on.
All right.
What's up, Ada?
What's up, man?
Dean, I'm trying to learn tuning. I just purchased the Audio Frog UMI 1 mic kit and have a Tweak 88 DSP. Any good video references you are aware of that can help me walk through learning the process? First things first, you just bought a UMI 1. Andy had, you said video, and this is where Andy he's not a big video guy, but Andy has a ton of tutorials that you can read in order to use that product of his. He's got a ton of tutorials, like book on how to do it. If you're not into the whole reading thing per se, here's another. Let me remove his thing. Of course. You can go to Educar Teachable. I think this is still available. Ken Ward has 2 classes, maybe 3 now.
I think that's 3.
There might be 3 classes now, and they're like $20 classes, $25 classes. Great getting your feet wet. If you watch them in order, it takes you through the whole like logic behind it and how to finally get to a finished product, things to look for, pitfalls along the way. They're about an hour each, roughly. I've sat through 2 of them. I don't know if I've sat through the 3rd one yet. I don't remember. But very informative. He's the trainer that trains a lot of people. So he usually is at Master Tech or Knowledge Fest, or he works for Electromedia now. So he's out there preaching the gospel of Audison. But no, there again, if you're into reading, Andy's papers are great. If you're into video, Ken has some really good videos up. And then there again, it just depends. I don't think even us included do a really great job of videos on this subject. We've done a couple videos with Brian Mitchell, where you can look, if you go to our channel and search for Brian Mitchell, there's a couple videos of him. We got a couple videos with Jeff Smith. So anything with Brian Mitchell or Jeff Smith are usually DSP talk, where we talk about things, not so much his system, but just in general. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Thanks so much. Andy's War and Peace is tough. Yeah. I get you, but no, check out Ken's. That might help you some. So the reality is what you're going to run into on that is if you don't get the REW software, like if you can't wrap your head around that, that's, to me, with his system, that is kind of like, he gives you some ideas of how to set it up, but I feel that's where a lot of people just get lost on that one. And he'll argue that point because I just tell you what to do, hit these buttons, do that. Whereas like a U-Test mic and some Studio 6 software on an iPad, it's like you just see everything. But obviously learning REW, it can go a lot deeper than just like
a lot.
Sometimes you just want to be fast though. Yeah. 16 Ford Fusion, 8-inch screen, non-Sony, but still has amplifier, 6x9 woofer and rear deck. Wanting to add amps. Is this radio for an Amp Pro? Do you know offhand? It is not a Sony system. No, it is not. So the Sony system is the only thing that works with an Amp Pro. That has just a sub amp in it. It's not an actual. If it's that says. However, it's a 2016 Ford Fusion. All right. The reality is forget that 8-inch screen. It's a 2016. It's an old ass car, and I mean that with love and sincerity. This is a 2017 Mustang that we're working on, and guess what it's getting? It's getting this guy right here. Remove the comment for me. It's getting this. This is the MFT1 kit for it. Now, if you have the 8-inch screen in the dash, this is it. This is the guy you want. This will allow you to change out that factory radio and get it up to date. Put in a brand new 958 Kenwood or whatever turns you on. And then you don't have to worry about anything. You don't have to worry nothing. It goes right in. They have it on the website. You can go to Maestro and you can slide and see what it looks like with a screen in the dash. It looks really cool. You get to keep, see, even on the back here, see, they show it. It keeps everything, air conditioning controls, anything that's built into the factory radio that controls the car goes into this. Your steering wheel controls work. It's got a backup camera. Your backup camera works. It actually adds more features. So if your tire goes low and it just comes on the dash and says tire, this will tell you what tire is actually low. It'll also give you a gauge cluster. What you're seeing here, you can make 2 presets for gauge clusters. So if you want a 0 to 60, you're that guy. You can do that if you want an RPM gauge in your dash, whatever. If you want to know your transmission temp, I think it offers that. But I'm not picking on 2016 Ford owners. I own a Ford, for God's sakes. But you got to keep all your buttons. So your volume knob still works. Track up and down still works. The only thing that you lose, and it's only because aftermarket radios don't do it, is presets. Now, if you go with a Kenwood, it has mode 1, which is you press a track up and it'll just go to the next station. If you put it on mode 2, it'll go through presets. Mode 3 is manual. You type in whatever number you want. If you set them all up and then you go to mode 2, every time you hit track up, it'll go preset, 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 preset. Now, your preset buttons are programmable. So if you get an RR2 instead of just the regular RR, the RR2 has 3 EXT outputs that you can use to do things with adding relays. So, for example, if you want to turn on and off lights or turn on a fan or pick something weird, I don't know, you can do that, and you can use your presets to turn those things on and off. Create a garage door opener if you don't have the My Touch thingy. But the MFT1 kit is this is what I would do in that car, because it's way better. Okay.
All right, Fernando Drew has a good one.
Will the Morels ever fit? All right, so I have no idea. However, the one thing that makes these cool is that they come with all the brackets. So it's not one size fits all. It's technically one size fits all brackets. So there's a ton of brackets in the box to fit the Morel. Wow, I left on the air compressor.
Wow.
That's been a long time.
Wow.
Wow, man, I've done that in years. It's years that I've turned it on. I had to blow some stuff off. But anyways,
hey, 25.
It comes with tons of brackets so that you can mount it, and brackets for the tweeters. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's
everything.
Really cool.
Everything comes with it.
It's very awesome, dude.
It is very awesome. All right. This is really good.
Go for it.
Okay. Any advice for someone waiting to get into car audio business? I'm based on Kansas City.
Okay. There's a couple different things that you can do. One, I'd strongly say go to a Knowledge Fest.
100%.
Okay, I think a Knowledge Fest would be a great way to go. Mm-hmm. There again, if you can't get a code, it's like $150.
Yep.
Which is no big deal. It's a 3-day event. You get to meet tons of vendors. There's business classes, a lot of business classes, and there's 4 of them a year. So it's one of those things, and they're all over. So you have Vegas, Indianapolis, Orlando, which is coming up next month. The month after that will be Indy, and then in August is Dallas. Mm-hmm. And so there's 4 of those. And the nice thing is it's a great way to get immersed in the industry, as it were, and talk to a lot of people all at once. Yep. So it's 3 days. Plenty of hours with these people and the people you need to talk to. And
like Dean said, it's business classes, training classes for manufacturers, and educational trainings or educational classes for installers and all that stuff.
Now, if you're just wanting to get employed by a car audio manufacturer or a car audio company, someone like 5 Star, at that point, you have to make yourself somewhat valuable, as it were, in any job. I don't think it matters. So if you don't have a skill set, meaning you want to become an installer or whatever we call ourselves, technician, there's a school you can attend called the Installers Institute in Daytona. I think there's another one up in New York somewhere, and possibly one on the other coast. The Installer Institute is the one that I know because it's here in Florida. You can fly out there. It's a nationally accredited college, so you can pay. You can use you can get loans. That would be a great option. You also have the what is it called? Certification.
MECP.
Thank you. I just dropped one.
Yeah, I just heard it.
Yeah. So MECP certification is another way to become certified for you. They have sales as well as installation. They walking into a place and say, "Hey, I'm MECP certified. Here's my stuff." They can go look at it. That's also very helpful. So there again, knowledge is key in any industry, whether it be this, that, or the other. But yeah, it's
gonna get you 1 foot on the door.
And see, this is where I disagree with this because they actually just rebuilt the whole MECP program. I don't know if you're aware of that, but Chris Beulah is the owner of MECP now, and he's spent the last 2.5 years rebuilding the whole process. And it is actually, it's
also somebody put awesome. Like the Knowledge Fest.
And they finally just released the masterclass.
Yes, Knowledge Fest is only for industry people.
Yes,
it's just people that work in the industry. But if you are wanting to go contact,
yes,
any dealer, and
Now, as far as if you're saying, "Hey, wait a minute, I want to go to one of these things, but I'm not in industry." Okay, so that's what Master Tech is for. Master Tech, as we had Brian on last week, and we talked, and he's like, "We want people that have a whether you're a professional or a hobbyist, as it were, somebody that has a love and desire to improve their trade craft." That's what Master Tech is for. Now, as a business owner, Master Tech has a business class, business classes, which is actually getting ready to expand for 2024. We're going to have even more of those. So it's like there was 4 classes this year. There'll be more classes next year and of different kinds.
Totally different.
So, and there again, that's a pay-per-play. It's $850 to go to that. The nice thing is food is included and stuff like that. So there's a place for a lot of this. But those are the 2 doors that come to mind.
Yeah, you want to remove your banner?
Oh, why is it that time?
Yeah,
it is. Yeah, okay. Where'd it go?
All right.
Okay. DSP, DM810, audio control, or PXC. With the new updates to the DM810, which are currently not. So the beta software right now is not listed on the site because they're updating. A new beta is coming out. So if you buy a DM810 today, you have to rock the old software. But the next, I just talked to Jeff.
They just
today,
keep improving it, yeah.
And they're going. Well, the problem is that the beta was on like 4, and I think they're on 14 behind the scenes.
Okay.
So they're getting ready to do another big push. So he's working on the latest beta to get that up to date, and then they'll launch that on the site. So probably within the next week and a half, we'll have the newest beta available. And with that new beta software, it's pretty awesome. So DSP wise, with the current track that audio control is going,
I agree.
It's a much more solid DSP.
Yeah.
However, the only thing that the Alpine has that is kind of cool is it's got it's a bigger it's got power. It's got 8 25-watt amplified channels. It's also it's only 6 input as the audio control is 8 inputs. So yeah,
it is.
Those are some of the differences.
Yeah. All right.
It's coming. We just talked about that today too. I'm not supposed to say that. Have you guys installed the new Sony? Yes. And if so, thoughts? It's a pretty cool radio.
Yeah.
Pretty solid.
Yeah. Looking for the one that we're going to put in Sue's car.
Yeah. No, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. Ready?
Hold on. Dean, is 5-star going to get the new up and coming kicker Soul X12? 5-star, meaning is Paul going to carry it? Probably not. Are we going to get one? I don't know. I honestly just wanted the half one. I didn't. To me, that's really. Yeah, that's really cool.
What's up?
Ada was chiming in. Its only drawback to that Sony is the lack of wired CarPlay. Yeah, so I mean, okay, that's weird, but okay. Moving on.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me do this. Since we're there. I want to pop this up. And I want to bring this on. For this next segment is brought to you by Audio Control. You can find it at audiocontrol.com. What we have a picture of here is the new... Hold on. Let me get to this because I keep moving stuff around here. This guy right here, which is the Epicenter Mexican edition or Edition El Mexicano. Either way, so if you're interested in this, you can order it now. You can pick them up. It's pretty cool. So here's the question I have to you guys, and this is all seriousness. This is obviously a Mexican, the country edition of the Epicenter. It's a huge product there. That's why they built it. They sold every one that they could possibly make that were going to that country. Gone. Yeah. What country would you like to see next?
On the Epicenter?
On the Epicenter. Like, what is your country of choice would make the Epicenter more... Okay, there again, if you're an Epicenter fan, or if you're not an Epicenter fan, not really. It's kind of like the taco things we talked about at the beginning. As a manufacturer, what would you think would be the next cool flag to put on there? And there again, I know that the USA is going to be like, "Hey, the USA, primary. Yeah, red, white, and blue," and I totally understand that. I'm with you on that one. I get it. But other than that one, I guess, would be, okay. So that's what I want you guys to throw up there. And hold on. So
England is pretty cool.
I agree. We should get a nice red, white, and blue one. I think that would be really cool. I think they could have a lot of fun.
Like Mark.
I think that one would
be cool
pretty
too.
badass looking. I just don't know how well it does over there.
That one in right there, Franco. Canada.
See, and then again, I don't know how well it sells in Canada. I'd have to ask, but that would be a cool looking one.
It doesn't matter. It looks cool.
It would look cool, like white with half of a maple leaf would look really
maple leaf.
That would be pretty. That'd be pretty neat.
For sure. Ukraine. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Blue and yellow. That'd be cool. Blue and yellow lights. Yeah. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, with a bald eagle holding a gun. That completely.
The
bald eagle would be cool though. Forget the gun portion of it, but the bald eagle would be cool. Because the whole glyph that they put on it with the owl on this one.
Brazil, there you go, guys.
Oh no, yeah.
Salvador.
See, it's funny. Cool, so it's funny that you mentioned the Brazil thing because when they were talking to Fernando about this a year and a half ago, long before AMP got involved in it, that was his base concern. Was like, are you guys going to make this a Mexican edition, like Mexico only? Or are you going to make it a Latin edition? Because, this is people in Mexico are going to buy this, and that's it. And he was trying to lean more towards a Latin edition, but they were like, nope, we're going to make a Mexican edition. I was like, all right, well, but I think a Brazil one would be really cool.
Oh, I think all the countries, that would be great, That would be awesome if you can actually customize your Epicenter. Order, customize your Epicenter.
Yeah,
so, But I have my favorite. I won mine.
But you want a pink one for Baba?
No, I want one that has the 5-star logo right there on top.
I mean, we could probably just
laser it.
Just laser it on.
Yeah.
And it's funny you say that because there again, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Army.
That's what I'm saying.
Those would be cool.
Able to customize your Epicenter.
Just get one that says "Big Love from Mom." That would be good. She wouldn't know what it was. It's just like when we were talking about, hey, do you know what you're holding there in your hands? No, exactly.
All right.
Yeah, back in the day, you could get custom stuff done with them. Well,
I'm saying
that day is come and gone. Okay, moving on. Anyways, no, that was just my thought. I was just curious. I think that would make it cool. they would rescreen stuff. Yeah, that'd be neat.
That's what I'm saying. You know, that would be great. Just,
I mean, there again, we could make this a business. How hard is it to unsolder RC or LEDs? You know, unsolder the LEDs, because most people, if you realize the LEDs in that are
they
the
light
same.
up. Yeah.
So they go green, white, red. So we
Mhm.
just buy a whole bunch of LEDs, solder new LEDs, screen print the whole thing.
I don't care about the LEDs. I just want the picture that is like that.
Okay.
You know, Brazil, Salvador, Ukraine. Oh, dude, yeah. Marines.
So we put
West Coast.
we put a Biggie and a Tupac on it.
Oh, dude, Lakers. The Seahawks.
Yeah, but see, now the problem when you get into these is that there again, purple and gold. If it's just colors, I totally get. But when because then you got to pay like NBA and all that crap. Then it becomes, I mean, don't get me wrong. I was thinking the same thing, but
it's money. People would pay it just because they would have the chance to do that.
Talk center channel. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Well,
okay.
Somebody say, will you do a center channel with the DSP or no center channel?
If the DSP is what? Oh,
yeah.
Why did you kick yourself out? If the DSP is capable of center channel is a tricky one, man. It really is. Oh yeah, I know. I was thinking about. Okay, hold on. I was thinking about doing that one myself. Yeah.
Van Halen edition. Look at that.
If the DSP is capable of upmixing the center channel, which most of them are not, then thank you. It's 28 years.
You better say it right, man.
Well, I know we've been getting for 33, so it's 28 years. Yeah, it's 28 years. It was 28 years. 20 years. Yay. It's a long time. What does it matter? So if the DSP is capable of doing some form of upmixing for center channel, and you're trying to do a 2C tune, then yeah, great. If your DSP is capable of an output that goes to the center, and you're still trying to do a driver seat tune, and you want it to help steer some of the focus into the center of the dash that you're not getting from the left and right, not a bad idea. You can still do it. It just depends what the goal is of the center channel. A lot of people just don't do it. I wish, to me, it becomes a power problem, because just to do a center channel in a car is you need an amp for it, obviously. You need speakers, all right, and then the time. So most amplifiers don't have enough power for a center channel. One of the nice things of getting into one of these like 10 and 12 channel amplifiers is that you're looking for shit to power at that point. So let's do a center channel. But if you get like what most manufacturers do, which is like a 6 channel or an 8 channel, there's nothing there for the center. So it's like, what are you going to do? Waste the channel? One of the things that we do with that Alpine in the Accord with the Alpine 810 or 850, is we use one of the outputs to power back up the factory center channel. And there again, it's just there because we need the center channel, because that's where the navigation prompts come from. But we don't really use it as a center channel, so to speak. It's down very low. It's just there, so when she comes in and goes, turn left ahead, she turns. So, Walking Dead edition. But no, I feel in this industry, one of the things that we could really put a lot of effort into is center channel. Like, we're not doing it. It kind of sucks because a lot of these cars are coming with center channel.
And it's right there,
Yeah, because nobody cares about
center channel.
Yeah, and it was funny. So I had a talk with another manufacturer when I was at MasterTech. I had the joy of getting to listen to some speakers that I've wanted to listen to for a really long time. And when we were all said and done, we started talking about things. And one of the things I was like, dude, why don't you guys make a serious DSP? Because they own the stuff to make awesome center channel and amazing rear effect. And like, they have it. That's theirs. That's their bitch. They own it. And I'm like, You know, everyone out in this room is praying to God that you guys never wake up one day and go, hey, we're going to make a badass amplifier with our stuff in it for the aftermarket. Because the minute they do, it's over for those guys. Because they don't have the money. They don't have the technology. They don't have anything to compete with them. And they're sitting over there going, nah, we're good. We're just going to keep putting this stuff in these cars over here.
Yeah, pretty much.
Anyways, which is fine. I get it. I had started something in the beginning. I don't know if you could go back and find it. This wasn't it. Can you recommend the best Bluetooth that does not do static for an 09 Infiniti M35? Nah, I mean, not really. I mean, the thing is that's, you know, you have two types of Bluetooth adapters out there right now. You got the ones you can buy for under $100, and then you got the high res Bluetooth, like this guy here.
Yeah, the Amos.
The Amos.
Yeah, no, that's just
this is an Amos from
Moscone.
This is $350.
Yeah.
So I guarantee it ain't gonna have static.
The only thing I was thinking is just the audio control. It's a wire actually Bluetooth.
ACBT 20.
The ABC, whatever it is.
ACX BT1.
The ACX BT1.
Yeah, the ACX BT1. Yeah, it's because that's got
Yeah. What's up, man? How are you?
Hey, I still haven't got. I paid the bill, but I haven't gone back to order more hats.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But the cars with center channel, it's not true. That's not true. Not all cars with center channels actually have an upmix center channel. You're thinking of good cars with center channels, not bad cars with center channels. So, because remember, there's plenty of consumer price point cars that don't have good center channel in them. Ford. So yeah, honestly, like
it's just the combined.
So like to me, one of the best sounding factory systems, like at an affordable level, was Joe's GMC Canyon little pickup truck.
Really,
dude, that thing sounded. I was like, holy crap! I would just amplify this and not do anything else. I thought the imaging in that thing was incredible.
I think for me the best one, and you probably forgot about that one.
Which one?
The Ford Mustang that you own.
What about it?
Because you haven't changed it, so that means you must be liking it.
Oh, I freaking hate it. Yeah, it's terrible.
Right?
I don't care though, because when my top is down, I'm just top down. Yeah. So
I know who you're talking. Yeah, pretty much.
Blink if it's a DSP
thing.
It's totally. You guys could probably guess.
From the UK. What's
you guys
up,
could probably guess who.
Right.
How do I get to the star stuff?
A star?
Yeah, I started a thing at the beginning of the show, and I've been trying. You haven't.
I got plenty.
No, so. I know, but it was at the beginning, so
yeah.
I'm trying to get back to that one. That's what I'm saying. How do I just change it? Start. There we go. That one.
That's just the start.
All right, hold on. Yeah, this one. This is the one I want. All right. I have a JBL DSP 4086. Wink, wink. Is it worth running a center channel? If so, what kind of speaker? Please answer. This kind of falls back to what we were talking about with the center channel thing. That's why I wanted to get to it. As we all know, the JBL 4086, along with the Infiniti 4-channel version of it, is the coolest, my first DSP you could ever own. The great thing about these is they're both small and compact, and you can use them as line drivers into bigger systems. So you can buy this little 8-channel DSP. In the case of the Infiniti, it's a 4-channel AB amplifier. This is not. This is a D. And you can feed those into other things. The problem is it falls back on what we were saying. This is just a center channel output. It's not an upmix center channel. It's just a channel that will allow you to put a speaker on the end of it, and it'll go into the center of your dash. It's not taking that into consideration. If you have the extra channels and you're not doing anything with them, this is that DSP that's like, hey, I don't have anything going on. I'm just going to put a speaker in the dash, put some power to it, and there you go. It'll help steer the sound into the center of the dash for you.
To
when
fill
you're
that
lining
space,
everything up,
yep.
just to ground I've heard someone say this, ground the center channel better. And I'm like, okay, cool. And there again, perfectly good. I know, not really. Perfectly good use of this piece of equipment. And that's what this could be used for. So if you're doing front, rear, and you're using two of the amplified outputs to go to, or it has an RC output to go to the sub, and you're like, what do I do with these other channels? Or you got tweeter, mid-range, rear, and you're like, I still have two channels. By all means, throw it on a speaker in the center of the dash. Yeah, why not? That's what this DSP is for. But there again, it is not an upmixed, it is not a processed, it is not any magical salt and pepper that they're doing to it, other than it's an output that you can cross over and put volume on, which there's nothing wrong with. I think it's great. Why would you not do it? Okay. Sorry. Thank you. Hey, Dean, Fernando.
Hey.
I have a DM608 with the aftermarket Pioneer. When connecting RCAs to retain fader, do I connect to 5 and 6 and sub to 3 and 4? No. Actually, you don't. Hang on a second, and I will get to that.
To the process?
Yeah. So it's funny okay, so this is one of those cool things about DSP that audio control does a little bit. Yeah, wait. Okay, there's a little different. Let's see which version of this I have in here.
That's the old. Like super old.
Yes. No, it's not. Okay, so let me pull this up here. All right. Let me get rid of that. Thank you, audio control. You guys are the best. And since we're going to keep talking about it, all right, what makes this unique is it's a 608. First thing you got to keep in mind in that a lot of DSPs, they name themselves how many channels in and out they have. So they call it a 6 to 8, an 8 to 12, a 4 to 6, it's a 4 to 8. Ugh. Anyways, you get the idea. So even though that says 810, this is a 608. This is the old version of the software. I don't have the new one on here. And what we're looking at is the input channels over here on the left, and it says input channel 1-2, 3, 4, and then 5 and 6. How you would hook this up to a front, rear, and sub application is 1 and 2 would be front, 5 and 6 would be rear, and then 3 or 4, it really doesn't matter. Even though there's a left and right sub output on your deck, it is not a left and right subwoofer output. Is a mono output that has 2 RCAs because we make 6-channel RCAs instead of 5-channel RCAs. So pick one or the other. It really doesn't matter. And put that into there. All right. Now, if you want to use both 3 and 4 for your sub, you can. That's entirely up to you. If you just want to fill all the holes, it's not going to hurt anything. But that is how you want to wire that up. When you go to output view, this is where it gets important. So front is going to be 1 and 2. So we call that front. And whatever is going to be fed off the front. So if you're just doing front, rear, and sub out, cool. Doesn't matter. You have 8 channels. So if you're doing tweeter, mid-bass, rear, sub, take your pick. Don't care. But then when you come over here to 3 and 4, that's where you want to make sure 5 and 6 are highlighted, and that is feeding it. They're just numbers so you can follow how it's going. And then if you want your sub, there again, it's a mono output going to a mono amplifier. Pick 7 or 8. It doesn't care. But then just make sure this is where you'd come into that, and you'd highlight both 3 and 4. Or if you're just using 3, you'd use 3 to go off to that output. And then I think that pretty much. Yep. Now, if you wanted to do a center output, since we're talking about center, this is what you do. You'd pick either output 7 or 8, and then you would feed it. You could feed it 1 and 2. You could feed it 1 and 2, 5. You can do whatever you want. You can feed it anything you want. It's just, but that's how you do that whole thing. So, yay!
All right. On a 2 or 3-way passive crossover component system, what crossover is the best to use on the amplifier or the aftermarket head unit?
So this comes down to a matter of preference for the individual. And what I mean by that is if I set up a crossover on the head unit, all right? So if let's say I go in and I set the head unit to 80 hertz, high pass, so they can then feed a 2-way or 3-way passive set. Very similar to what we're doing in this Mustang. It's going to have a radio. It's going to go off to an amplifier. The amplifier is going to go through a passive crossover, and it's going to power a 3-way set. The passive crossover is going to provide me a bottom for the tweeter. It's going to provide me a bandpass for the mid-range, and it's going to have a top for the mid-bass. What I mean by that is how high or how low the speaker can play up to in the frequency realm. So I need to make a bandpass for my mid-bass, meaning how low it can play, so I need a bottom. So if I go in the radio and I type in 80 hertz, rock and roll. And if no one ever touches the radio, it's great. I don't have to worry about it. It's going to be perfect. However, the minute that the kid gets into the car and starts touching buttons and doing things,
I want it louder.
This is an adult, and he shuts that thing off. Guess what? My mid-bass no longer has a crossover on it. So that sucks. I, at this point, am not going to do that. I'm going to set up the amplifier's 80 hertz high-pass crossover so that I don't have to worry about it, meaning he can go in there and he can do anything he wants. He can cross it over higher and screw it up, or he can turn it off and not affect my amplifier. So for safety purposes, when dealing with customers, we like to set up the amplifier because I don't have to worry about it. Now, if the guy goes in and screws with that, that's a whole nother issue. That guy's trying to screw stuff up. I can't fix that. You know, it's just sucks to be you. Dean, what would be the best 6.5-inch speaker that's loud? I have 4 Punch Pros, 6.5s, 2 in each door, powered by a 600.4 Fosgate power amp with an Epicenter as well, but still feel like something is missing. Mid-bass is missing. So Punch Pro 6.5s, like most loudspeakers, they're made to just play loud. That's it. They play from like really well from like 500 hertz up till they just don't create sound anymore. So you're missing all the punching. There's no mid bass to the music. That's one of the side effects of these speakers, is that to get that mid bass, the speakers have to move. But the design of the speaker and the way the surround is, they don't move. They're not made to move. They're very stiff and very rigid. So they just produce mid range. So you have a 6.5 that sounds like a really loud 3.5. Is basically what happens, which is okay if that's what you're going for. However, I'm not a fan of those things. Like I like mid bass more than I like mid range. So could you get something in there that's louder? Add more speakers. That's why you see the door panels and there's just like speaker, and tweeters. Yeah. So what would be the best 6.5s for that? I mean, to me, you have some of the best 6.5s for that. Punch Pros, in my mind, are some of the best loudspeakers there are. I always like the way they sounded when compared to some of the more inexpensive stuff. But are there louder ones out there? Yeah, Ground Zero makes some pretty insane.
Red baskets, yellow baskets.
They make some pretty ridiculous ones. It'd be the red baskets, the yellow baskets. The yellow baskets.
Now, let me tell you this too. Hertz has the SPL shows.
Nope, red baskets.
And
those are, trust me, you've never heard these. These things kick ass.
I heard those. You kidding me? Yes.
Nah. You wouldn't even have said that if you heard these. These kick.
We put 2 sets. No. I don't remember what car.
Yeah, yes. See, you don't remember.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But check.
I would do red baskets.
Red baskets.
Yeah, if that's what we're going for. Get them with the tweeters in the middle. Go crazy.
Sure.
Guys, want to add wireless Apple CarPlay monitor to replace factory monitor and 18-inch Land Cruiser? Any suggestions? First, you could try rdvfl.com. rdvfl.com. If they don't have it, you can try zzz2.com. But those are the 2 places that we use when trying to do something like that. We typically will keep the factory monitor because replacing it's
usually... What
happens
if it doesn't work, the factory monitor?
You're out of luck on that one.
At that point, you just go and search metroonline.com.
They don't have anything for
just in case they have something for your car.
Stay positive, man.
They get stay positive.
Stay positive.
I'm always positive.
No, you're not.
No,
that's
never.
Such a lie.
Never.
Off camera?
No.
This guy? Yeah.
I'm the most negative people.
Oh, yeah. I've had to walk you off the ledge so many times.
I know.
It's so sad.
Crazy.
You good? Can I click one?
Yeah, you can click one.
Okay. 2015 Chevy Tahoe in-dash DVD player that will allow the factory DVD player to play back to be retained. This used to be something that manufacturers did. Pack used to make a piece to do this. Nav TV used to make a piece that did this. I don't know if any of those still make stuff for this anymore because it's 8 years down the road, but they used to exist. So you could try pack-auto.com. You could try navtv.com. If anybody makes anything for that, it's going to be one of those. Otherwise, I just put a new screen in it.
Yeah.
And if you're trying to retain everything with the new screen, then pack-audio.com has a solution to retain the secondary screen or the factory overhead screen, and so does iData. iData makes it's an extra harness you have to buy on top of the factory bypass harness. So there is a secondary harness, but they will retain the factory overhead DVD player if that's what you were trying to do. So both Pack and iData, you just have to get the secondary harness. And if you go through their thing, if at least on iData, when you go through and tell it what you're trying to do, it'll list that secondary harness you need to buy. Have you tried Resonix? I have boxes of it. I need to put in my car. If so, how does it compare to what you guys use for sound deadener? I don't kill any of it, just it dampens. It makes it wet. I have a ton of it. He sent me to use in my car. I haven't got a chance to use it yet. Nick is he really is passionate about this. I guess would be what I'm trying.
With a lot of effort.
This is some pretty stuff. I spent 2 hours on the phone having him tell me all about it. A good friend of mine, Dougie Fresh, has used plenty of his stuff and loves it. Says it's some of the best stuff he's ever used, if not the best stuff he's ever used. He also works for
another manufacturer. Correct.
But I've had friends of mine tell me how good this stuff is. I personally have no experience with it.
I talked to Nick, and yeah, it's like he put a lot of effort into it.
A lot of effort into this.
Yeah, for sure. It's great stuff. So.
Install the Key 501 and a 200 and a 10-inch L7T KS door speakers, tweeters, and Tacoma. Sounds pretty, but would like to see if you guys would check the tuning of the system. Could I pay you to have you guys check the tuning? So as far as checking the tuning goes, there's not a lot to check as far as that. If you're having issues where it's sounding kind of weird, you didn't, the problem that you run into in a Toyota is if you installed it and you did the setup, the center channel may be off. The reason for that is the Key 200 cannot bypass the factory all pass filter that is in the Toyota. To do that, you'd have to put a key lock in front of the 200, and it doesn't matter on the 500. The 500 is just, it's out of the range of that. But so if you're getting some weird front happenings, there again, it's because you have on the time delay and you didn't get rid of the all pass filter that's in there. You can turn off time delay and it may improve the sound, or put a key lock in front of the 200, let it do its thing, let it cancel out the all pass filter, put the signal back to flat, and then rerun the key software and see what's going on there. If you just want us to look at it on an RTA and go, yep, that's what it looks like, there's no adjustment we can make. Like there's nothing we can do for that. No. If the tweeters aren't bright enough, like if you're like, man, I really feel like I should give you more of the tweeters, you do anytime you're trying to fix something in a key because it auto sets itself, is what we'll do is we'll sit in the car, we'll listen to it, and I go, sounds kind of flat. All right, I'll go to the radio and I'll grab whatever EQ settings I'm going to adjust. So usually it's just bass, mid, and treble. I'll put up the treble. 1, no, 2. That sounds good. And then if it's centered off to the left or off to the right, there again, I'll use the balance and fader until I get it to where it should be. Okay, so if it's like +2 here, that way, left that or right that, you do the opposite. Okay, so now
take away.
I take away 2 clicks on the treble. I move to the right or left 2 instead of right. And the reason why you're doing that is because it's going to put the same tune in it as it did before. And we know if we added these to the existing tune, it sounded great. So if I take them away, it's going to do the same tune. And then I run the tune, I put everything back to 0, and guess what? So that was exactly the way it did before I adjusted things. And there again, you could just easily do that through the controls and leave them there and never do it. But I don't want someone to walk in there and go, oh, the treble's boosted. Let me put that back and go, oh, it sounds like crap now.
Yeah.
So those are kind of the hacks for tuning a key. But if it's just when you're listening to it and it's just doing this and it sounds weird, it's because the all pass filter's in there, and you turn off the time alignment and there you don't have to rerun the software. You just go to the switch and turn it off, and it doesn't care. Or you have to put a key lock in front of it.
All right, this is gonna be the last questions, guys. Sorry if we didn't get to the question.
There's always Friday, Saturday.
I know, it's always Saturday.
How many amps can I turn on with the remote wire after the DSP? Okay, so that is going to depend on the amplifiers you're trying to turn on. A lot of amplifiers currently being built today, brand new, modern amplifiers by reputable brands that aren't using technology from the 80s and 90s, like new stuff, they require a whisper to turn on the remote turn on of the amplifier. Some amplifiers don't like relays, believe it or not. Like, you can do bad things with, you put a big 30 amp relay on there and that click, it goes, ha, Jesus Christ, what did you just do? And you get a pop.
Yeah.
So most situations, we don't use relays anymore because there is a relay in the DSP and there's enough amperage output to turn on, let's say, more devices than you're ever going to put on it. It's not going to turn on LEDs. It's not going to turn on fans for that. Put that on a whole nother circuit that isn't controlled off the remote turn on. Like, put that on an accessory, put it on a switch, put it on something else. Just use it for what it is. It's made to turn on equipment. Now, in some cases where you're turning on bigger old school amplifiers, and I don't really call that because they're new, but they're based on older technology. In that case, yeah, you might want to add something in there. The other thing you can do too is call the manufacturer of the DSP and see how much amperage output it's putting out. A lot of the times they're putting out maybe 5-10 amps, which is more than enough to turn on a ton of stuff, because most amplifiers, they're, again, 300 milliamps. It's nothing. It's really nothing to turn them on. So that isn't quite the issue that we used to have back in the day. What's up, Mary Lou?
Hey, I don't know if that was your birthday today or yesterday, but happy birthday.
Forget that. Happy birthday for her.
So
got to get her back on the show.
Yeah.
So she's like, I don't want to come because you're going to put me on the show.
What's the point? Yeah.
I know. Why would you not want to be on the show? We love having her on the show. All right, guys. Thank you so much for playing along with us tonight. We hope you guys have a great week. It is Monday, so you have all this week to look forward to. Oh, what could possibly go wrong?
I know.
As I always say that. Hey, as talked about earlier in the show, if you guys are trying to find cool tools, head over to DNF Tool Drawers, the place you can go to find the tools that you're looking for. Don't forget, you pick up your IRTA2 there if you want to see what the signal is doing. And then if there's a tool you don't see, make sure to check out Modern Wire Techniques right here in the corner. It's a great place to find some of the new stuff that were just put together to teach that class. And then, of course, as always, if you're trying to find cool apparel, you can find it at dnfswag.com is the place you can go to find that. Otherwise, we will see you guys on Instagram during the week over there at 5-star on Instagram, as well as the number 5-star. As well as we will see you guys back here Saturday. And of course, Friday, the news at 9 o'clock, and the other channel we have, Fernando's Car Stereo Clips.
All right.
That's it. You guys have a great day.
Bye, guys.
We'll see you soon. Bye.